In this lecture, we will be studying the different branches of biology. A lot of the branches of biology that we are going to be studying in this lecture, the names will either have logi or onomy at the end of their names. Both of these words mean the study of. So it's very understandable when you have these two words at the end of any of the names of any branch, that will indicate that it is the study of that field. If you don't know what biology means, I'll explain. Basically, biology is the study of living things. Now, living things can be of different kinds. For example, you can have animals, or you can have insects, or you can have plants, and then plants are different types, and you have pathogens. So each of these living organisms have specific branches that focus on their study. For example, the first branch that we're going to be learning in this lecture is botany. You probably know it's one of the major branches of biology. Botany is the study of plant life. The next name that we are learning in this lecture is anatomy. Anatomy is the study of the internal structure of an organism. For example, what you see in this picture here is the internal structure of a plant. You can also study the internal structure of an animal. Both will mean anatomy. The next branch of biology, which is on my list for today's lecture, is plant physiology. Physiology is a branch of botany or zoology, which is the study of animals, concerned with the physical, chemical, and biological functions of either plants or animals. This is one of the important branches of biology, important in a sense that it enables us to study how different organisms function internally. Another very important branch of biology which is on my list is agronomy, which itself is the major branch of agriculture. In agronomy, we study crops and the soils in which these crops grow. Agronomy is very important for different economies because it improves the way we farm or we grow our crops. Mycology is the study of different fungi. If you don't remember what fungi are, please go back to one of my lectures in which I have explained how fungi are neither plants or animals. Instead, they have their own kingdom. So the study of the fungal kingdom is called mycology. Genetics is another branch of biology in which we study the process by which genetic information is passed on from the parents to the offspring. So this is also a very important branch of biology in the modern world, and a lot of advancements have been made in this field, including genetically modified fruits and crops that you normally see in the fruit markets. One of the most important and abundant organisms that we have in the world are different insects. They come in different sizes, colors, and shapes, and they have their own role in an ecosystem. For example, you have bark beetles that destroy trees, and then you have defoliators that feed on the foliage of your crops or your trees. In biology, we have a specific branch dedicated to study these insects, and the name of that branch is entomology. Entomology is the study of insects. The next branch which is on my list is called ecology. ecology is the study of relationships between organisms and their environment. This is also a very important branch of biology, especially in the modern world, because a lot of the organisms are being affected by climate change of one kind or another. So it's important for us to understand how climate or the habitat change is going to affect the performance or the survival of different organisms. So in order to study those relationships of the different organisms with their environment, we have another branch of biology called ecology. In biology, when we focus our study on individual cells, we have another dedicated branch called cytology. In cytology, we study cell functions, their structure, and their chemistry. In biochemistry, we explore the chemical processes in organisms or between related organisms. So biochemistry is basically the branch of biology in which we study the chemical processes in different organisms, including plants. In pathology, we study different disease-causing organisms. For example, you have bacteria, you have fungi, you have protists and viruses. We have other branches of biology that specifically focus on these organisms. For example, you have bacteriology as well, where you only focus on bacteria. You have mycology, as we learned in one of our previous slides, which studies different fungi. And we also have virology, where we only focus on viruses. But altogether, all these organisms, their study is called pathology. I think I explained this slide in my last slide. Bacteriology is the study of bacteria. So this is it for this lecture. Thank you very much. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments.